rolling.
Alright, hi, my name is Genesis / Revelation. I'm the leader of Misfits only. I'll rep that for life. Here talking to my boy. You got some questions for me?
Yes, sir. Where did you get the name Genesis, and where'd you get Revelation, and what's the purpose of your stage name?
Well, Genesis and Revelation was just like a way of saying this is my beginning, and also at any point this could be my ending. And that's where Genesis and Revelation kind of came from, because it was like I have two sides of me. One is like light, one is dark. And Genesis would be the light, because that's how God created earth, he put in light, and then Revelation ends in darkness. So that's where that came from. And what was the other question?
What's the purpose of your stage name?
It's just to show two personas, really. Nothing much. That's it.
Alright, next question. When did you start listening to rap?
Well, it all started when I was in 8th grade, because before I used to listen to a lot of rock music. But it was only because I felt like rock had a lot more meaning than rap, but that's because I was so ignorant in my thinking that I never actually went in to see older hip-hop or anything else in the hip-hop world. And when I was finally able to explain that after accidentally going on Rap Genius, actually, it was hilarious, because I clicked the lyric because I was listening to some Lil Wayne song, and I was like, wait, this actually has meaning? And ever since then, I've just been into rap, because I've been always trying to figure out, what do they mean by this? What do they mean by that? What's this supposed to say? You know, stuff like that. So I was able to go even deeper into hip-hop, like Rakim, Nas, every goat of all, just everybody. So, and that's where I pull some of my inspiration from as well.
Okay, well, next question. What inspired you to become an artist?
Well, it all started back in junior year, when me and Devondre, or DMT as we like to call him, because he's one of my artists, we were sitting there in the garage with another dude we was messing with, and we was just playing around, and we started rapping, and all of a sudden it started to click. And all of a sudden, what we realized is, since music has a good play a part of it, we decided to make a group, and it was called Misfits Only, which eventually we had some other additions like Mission, one of the goats of our team. Of course, we had one of the greatest singers too, Camry, and we also added some new additions too. Some of our members fell out, but you know, we moved on, and we're getting there.
Okay, next question. What things do you think you have to work on to progress in rap?
Well, really, all I gotta do is really maintain my flow. My flow is just my main issue, as of like ever, because like when I first started, my flow was so like picky. Like it'd be like sitting in a can, feeling like a fan. It's just, it would stop too much, and then sometimes I would carry on sitting like a fan like that, and then it just wouldn't work. So I had to perfect it, and I still got to, because sometimes I catch myself doing it, but it's very rare now. So that's really all I got to do to get it better, and probably apply a little bit more better phrase and wordplay, because I've been falling off on that for a while.
All right. Where do you get your motivation to write and sing from?
Really, it all comes from an emotional side of me, where I hated the world, but at the same time I felt bad for it. And that's why there's a difference between Genesis and Revelation, because Genesis wants to practically, you know, put his point out there that you can do better, but Revelation is the one who will stick to the truth and be like, hey, this is the reason why you're ending, and you should stop it. And he's more to the point and just practically, you know, straightforward with it. So the majority of it really just comes from my pain and people I've met who've always been like, I felt this kind of experience when I had to go through this, and I feel like if I preach through my music, I can maybe preach upon those who are either going through that same situation or similar situations, and point them into a better direction. And also preach my God, because that's also another thing that really pushes me forward as well. So hopefully when you listen to my music, you're kind of grasping the message and not my lyrics, and not being like, oh, the flow was so nice on that song, but instead reading into the lyrics and saying that is meaningful. I could quote that, and I could put that in my life, and move forward with it, and get my dreams through as well, because that's also something else I do. I love to make people get their dreams through, and I love it when people come back to me and they say, thanks to you, I was able to make a change and do something about my life instead of sitting there being sad and depressed. So that's one of them. That's what I like to do.
All right. Who has been your biggest mentor, and what effects have they had on your skills?
My team. That's my biggest mentor, to be honest. Especially Mission, when he's always like, okay, this could have been better. We got to do a flow. We always got to get it perfect. Dre's always the one to come around and be like, hey, you could have did better with this if you had done this. Or he'll comment on the mixing and be like, hey, you know what you should do. You should have this. And a lot of people will have an effect. Like Camry, she was the main one who actually got me to have like an acute, better flow and like enunciate my words as well, because sometimes I would carry on. And really, it's just been my team who's been mentoring me, telling me, hey, I know you're leader, and I know that this, but you know you gotta listen to me. You gotta improve on yourself as well. So that's really my mentor right there.
All right. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, me and the team chilling in the mansion while we sitting there making our music and people listening to it every day. You're going to bump some MO. That will be on the radios. You will have no choice. We will make our voices so loud it's going to be hard not to hear us.
Man, all right. That's straight up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to do this? Name your top 10 rap artists of all time right now. Can you do that?
All right. Top 10 artists. Lecrae. Eminem, Nas, Drake, little bit of Wayne, I'll say that. Kanye back in his old days. DMX. Oh god, yeah, that's a good one. Andy Mineo, especially him. Let's see, who else? Off the top of my head, Hobson a little bit. That man had some good points. And Zaya Rashad. Those are my top 10 best artists. They're pretty good.
All right. What advice can you give some young aspiring artists for them to learn from?
One, what I noticed about most rappers, that they think they're so ahead of the game that they don't ever take criticism, and when you give them criticism, they never take it. So always be open to criticism, even if it feels like it hurts. You really got to listen to what people tell you, because if you don't, you'll never become better. And though you may sit there and sometimes DJ will comment on my rapping, he'll be like, dude, that was trash, get better. And he'll tell me why. He won't just completely trash me. He won't tell me, oh, you suck, try again. No, he's gonna tell you why. And that's what people should do. You should have people who can tell you and direct you that you need to perfect it on something, because in the end, you are just a beginner. So you have to take advice from other people, or even go online and learn a little bit about other artists as well, because that's something I had to do as well to get better. So that's my thing on it.
That's some good advice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last question. Is there anything in the future that Rappers Delight should be looking forward to?
Oh yeah, man, Rappers Delight is about to blow up. You got MO, you got a couple of other artists who are pitching in on it. Oh yeah, man, Rappers Delight got a lot to look forward to. Trust me, I'm busting a mixtape and an EP at the same time. We got ZJ doing 13 different projects, writing every day, swear to God. We got Drake coming out with 3 different EPs actually, and I can't wait for him to drop all those. And Camry's working on her EP. CC, our newest member, is coming in and helping us with it. Esteban, who's our beat maker, is going to be making a lot of good beats over the time that he's in college. So we're really going to be grinding. We're really going to be making it, and we're going to be making a lot of concert videos. So y'all better stay tuned, because if you miss out, this is MO in the making. This is what I like to call history in the making, which is actually my EP. Check it out when it drops. Trust me, you're going to love it.